androecium. In this video, very small video, we will be taking about gynoecium. See beta, gynoecium is the female reproductive part of the flower. Like we did, androecium is the male reproductive part of the flower, and calyx and corolla we said they are accessory organs. When we did 4 words, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, we said calyx and corolla are accessory organs, but androecium and gynoecium are the reproductive organs. Androecium was the male reproductive part and gynoecium is the female reproductive part of the flower. Gynoecium is made up of one or more carpels. It is made up of one or more carpels. When we talk about carpel, we know that a carpel consists of 3 parts: stigma, style, ovary. Carpel consists of 3 parts: stigma, style and ovary. The large basal swollen part, that means the part which lies at the base, the lowest most part, swollen one, is what we call as ovary. On the ovary lies the tube-like structure which is called as style. It is this style which connects the ovary to the stigma. At the tip of the style is present the stigma. So how many parts we had? We had stigma, style and ovary. The stigma, it's a receptive surface for pollen grain. When pollen comes, it falls on the stigma. Now beta, each ovary, it has ovules. You know that each ovary has ovule. Now an ovary may have one ovule or it may have more ovules. Different ovaries, the number of ovules is different. An ovary may have one ovule, it may have many ovules. Now we have to see that the arrangement of ovules inside the ovary, that is also different, because I told you at each ovary may have one ovule or it may have more ovules. These ovules are attached to a flat cushion-like structure which is known as placenta. Different ovules, they are attached to, they are not lying free here and there, they are attached to a flat cushion-like structure which is known as placenta. When more than one carpel is present and the carpels are free, remember, if more than one carpel is present and the carpels are free, for example in rose, in lotus, we see that the carpel number is more than 1 and the carpels are free, then such kind of a condition is called apocarpus. Apocarpus, apo means free and carpels are free, so apocarpus. But if more than one carpel is present and they are fused, then we call them as syncarpus. What are they called? Syncarpus. So apocarpus when the carpels are free, and syncarpus, like in tomato, the carpels are fused, we call them as apocarpus. So what is the difference between apocarpus and syncarpus? Similarity, if I talk about the similarities, both of them have more than one carpels. The difference is, if the carpels are free, then it is apocarpus, and if the carpels are fused, then it is syncarpus. Example of apocarpus, remember, the rose or lotus, and the easiest example to remember for syncarpus is tomato. We also know that after fertilization, the ovary matures and it becomes a fruit, and the ovules are the seeds. The ovules convert into the seeds. We are moving on to the next topic in the video, that is placentation. See this word, placentation. What is placentation? I told you we have ovules inside the ovary. So how they are arranged in the ovary? That arrangement of ovules in the ovary is what we call as placentation. We have ovules inside the ovary, so they must be arranged in a definite manner or a pattern. So that arrangement, the pattern of arrangement of ovules inside the ovary is what we call as placentation. It is of 5 types. I am going to take one by one with you. The first is marginal placentation. What is it called? Marginal placentation. What happens in marginal placentation? The placenta, it forms a ridge along the ventral suture of the ovary. If you can see this line, this one, this is the ventral suture. Ventral, of course, it is, and suture is a kind of a cut. So over here, this is the placenta. The placenta, what is happening to the placenta? It is forming a ridge along this ventral part of the ovary, and the ovules are present on this ridge. Ovules are present on this ridge in 2 lines, in 2 rows. Okay, in 2 rows, like you've seen in a pea plant. So what is a marginal placentation? The placenta, it forms a ridge along the ventral side of the ovary, and the ovules, they lie on this ridge. See beta, this is the ridge, this one. The ovules, they lie on this ridge in 2 rows. For example, P, this is marginal. Moving on to the second kind of placentation, that is axile. A-X-I-L-E, axile placentation. The placenta is axial. It's along the axis. If you can see, this is the placenta. Axial. It's along the axis. The placenta is what? The placenta is axial. And the ovules are attached to it. If you can see over here, the ovules are attached to it. And the ovary is multilocular ovary. Locular, locules. The word locular comes from the word locules. And locules means compartments. What does locule mean? Compartment. If you see over here, we have 1, 2, 3 compartments. Such kind of an ovary is known as multilocular ovary. So what is it? Multilocular ovary. What do you need to remember in axial presentation? See the placenta, it is axial. The ovules over here in the center, if you can see the ovules are attached. But the most important thing is to remember is it's a multilocular ovary. What kind of an ovary is it? Multilocular ovary. Moving on to the third presentation, that is parietal. See over here, parietal. P-A-R-I-E-T-A-L, parietal presentation. Ovule develops on the inner wall of the ovary. See, this is the outer wall of the ovary, this is the inner wall of the ovary. Can you see this? These are the ovules. Ovules are developing on the inner wall of the ovary, on the periphery. Periphery means outer boundary. See, this is the inner wall over here. Inner wall, this is the outer wall, this is the inner wall. So ovules are developing on the inner walls at the periphery. Such kind of a presentation is known as parietal presentation. What is it called? Parietal presentation. And you can see over here that ovary is one chambered. It is not multilocular. It is only one chambered. Next is free central. The next presentation we are doing is free central. Ovules are on the central axis, and septa are absent. What are septa? These divisions, the walls, the partitions, they are called as septas. So here we do not have any divisions, no septa, no dividing walls are present, and the ovules are at the center. Such kind of a presentation is known as free central. Central because ovules are in the center, and free because there are no septa present over here. No walls or boundaries which are going to divide the ovary. So two main features, ovules are on the central axis and the septa are absent. You will find it in primrose. The last one is the basal presentation. This is very easy. Placenta develops at the base of the ovary. At the base of the ovary, what develops is the placenta. It develops at the base of the ovary, and only a single ovule is attached to it. Only single ovule is attached to it. You will find it in sunflower. So what are the main features? Very quick. Marginal presentation. The placenta, it forms a ridge over here. Ovules are attached to this ridge in 2 rows. Best example is P. Moving on to the second one, that is axial. Placenta is axial. Ovules are attached to it, and the ovary is multilocular. Big points to remember. Third one is parietal. Ovules develop on the inner wall, periphery, and the ovary is one chambered. Then we move on to free central. Ovules are in the central axis and the septa are absent. Basal presentation. Placenta develops at the base of the ovary and only single ovule is attached. You should know one example of each. Marginal, I told you, it is P. Axial, this one, it is tomato. Very simple. If you cut a tomato from the center, half, and keep it the other way the side, you will be able to see this very clearly. Axial, it is tomato. Third, parietal. You can see this. This is parietal. Then this is free central, and this is what? This is basal. So how many kinds of presentations we have? 5. Marginal, axial, parietal, free central, and basal. Main thing about marginal was there was a ridge. Ovules are present on the ridge along 2 rows. Axial, placenta was axial. Ovules are attached to it, and the ovary is multilocular. Parietals, ovules develop on the inner walls of the ovary, but the ovary is one chambered. Free central, ovules are born on the central axis, and there are no septa present. The last one is basal. Placenta develops at the base of the ovary, and a single ovule is attached. Here you see we have more than one ovules, but in basal only a single ovule is present, and that too it is attached at the base of the ovary. That is why this presentation is known as basal presentation.